Welcome to Narratizi English. Today's lesson is not only about controlling anger, it is about creating inner peace. Anger is one of the most common emotions in human life, yet it is also one of the most destructive. It damages relationships, clouds judgment, weakens health, and steals happiness. Many people think anger makes them strong, but in reality, it makes them lose control. True strength is the ability to stay calm, clear, and steady, even in difficult moments. Most anger does not come from big problems. It comes from small frustrations, misunderstandings, pressure, and unmet expectations. We react quickly, speak harshly, and later regret our words. This cycle repeats every day because we are never taught how anger actually works. The truth is simple. Anger is not caused by people or situations. It is created by how the mind interprets events. And what the mind creates, the mind can also change. In this motivational graded reader, you will learn 10 life-changing steps to help you break free from anger and build lasting inner peace. These steps are simple, practical, and designed for daily life. As you listen, relax your mind and focus on the message. You are not just improving your English today. You are learning how to live with calm power and emotional clarity. Step 1. Catch anger before it takes control. Anger is like a storm that often comes without warning. It starts as a small flicker inside, a tiny spark of frustration or irritation. If you ignore it, it can grow into a hurricane that destroys your peace, your relationships, and even your health. The first step to never getting angry again is to notice that spark early, before it becomes a wildfire. Awareness is the key. The moment you feel irritation rising, pause. Observe it. Don't judge yourself for feeling angry. Just recognize it. This small act of noticing gives you power. Think of anger as a signal, not a command. It is your mind telling you that something is bothering you, that your expectations are not being met, or that your boundaries are crossed. Instead of reacting immediately, take a deep breath. Visualize the anger as a wave. You do not need to fight it, and you do not need to let it sweep you away. Simply watch it rise and fall. When you catch anger early, you create a space between the trigger and your response. This space is where your true power lies. You can choose how to act. You can respond calmly, wisely, and with understanding. You can decide to stay peaceful, even in situations where anger seems justified. Remember, controlling anger does not mean suppressing it. It means understanding it, observing it, and responding thoughtfully. Start practicing today. The next time someone interrupts you, criticizes you, or disrespects you, notice your feelings immediately. Name them silently in your mind. I feel angry. Recognize the sensations in your body: tight chest, clenched fists, or rapid heartbeat. By catching anger before it takes control, you prevent it from ruling your life. Each time you practice this, your inner peace grows stronger. Over time, you will notice a new sense of calm within yourself, even in situations that once made you explode. Catching anger early is the foundation of all other steps. It is the first skill on your journey to true inner peace and emotional mastery. Step 2. The sacred pause that saves you. Anger often pushes us to react, before we even realize what is happening. Words fly, actions follow, and regret comes later. But what if there was a simple tool that could stop anger in its tracks? That tool exists, and it is called the sacred pause. The sacred pause is the moment you give yourself to breathe, reflect, and choose before reacting. It may last only a few seconds, but those seconds can change your life. When someone says something hurtful or a situation frustrates you, your mind wants to respond immediately. But in that instant, anger takes control. You speak sharply, make harsh judgments, or act impulsively. The sacred pause interrupts this automatic reaction. You step back mentally and say to yourself, "Wait, I do not need to respond this way. I can choose my reaction." In those few seconds, your brain has the chance to reset. During the pause, take a deep breath. Feel your body. Notice the tension in your chest, the tightness in your fists, the heat on your face. Acknowledge the anger without letting it control you. You are not suppressing your feelings, you are observing them. This act of conscious observation shifts you from being a victim of anger to being its master. You can also use the sacred pause to ask a simple question. What is the wisest action here? Sometimes, just thinking about the outcome helps you respond more thoughtfully. Instead of escalating conflict, you gain clarity. Instead of saying something you will regret, you maintain your dignity and calm. The sacred pause is not difficult, but it requires practice. Start small. The next time irritation arises, pause. Take one long breath. Count slowly to 3. See the difference in your response. Over time, this pause becomes a habit. It becomes a shield that protects your peace. Remember, anger thrives on instant reactions. The sacred pause disarms it. Each pause is a victory for your inner calm. It teaches your mind that peace is stronger than impulsive emotion. As you practice, life begins to feel lighter. You notice that your relationships improve, your mind stays clearer, and your heart feels freer. The sacred pause is your first real step toward mastering anger and claiming lasting inner peace. Step 3. Calm the body, calm the mind. Anger is not just a thought. It is a physical storm in your body. Your heart races, muscles tighten, fists clench, and breathing becomes shallow. If your body is in chaos, your mind cannot remain peaceful. That is why the third step to never getting angry again is simple but powerful. Calm your body, and your mind will follow. The first thing to understand is that emotions and body are deeply connected. When anger rises, your body prepares to fight or flee. This ancient reaction served humans in danger, but in daily life, it often works against us. If you act on these physical signals without control, your anger grows uncontrollably. But when you consciously calm your body, you reduce the intensity of your anger. Begin with your breath. Take slow, deep breaths, feeling the air fill your lungs, and then release tension as you exhale. Imagine the anger leaving your body with each breath. Next, relax your muscles. Notice the tightness in your shoulders, neck, and jaw. Let go of the tension intentionally. Even a few seconds of consciously relaxing can make a profound difference. Physical movement can also help. Stretch, walk, or gently shake your hands. This helps release the energy that anger builds inside. Sometimes, just changing your posture, standing tall, shoulders open, chest relaxed, can signal your mind to calm down. Your body leads your mind toward peace when guided intentionally. Visualization is another tool. Picture a calm river flowing gently and imagine your anger dissolving into its waters. Feel the coolness, the stillness, and the balance returning to your mind. Your body senses the calm, and your thoughts naturally follow. Remember, anger cannot thrive in a relaxed body. Each time you practice calming your body, you train your mind to remain serene even in difficult situations. This step is the bridge between emotional awareness and emotional control. Start practicing today. The next time irritation rises, breathe deeply, release tension, and visualize calm. Notice the difference in how you respond. Your mind becomes clearer, decisions become wiser, and conflicts lose their power over you. Calming the body is not just a technique. It is a lifestyle choice. It teaches you that peace begins within, that you hold the power to control your reactions, and that a serene body creates a serene mind. Master this, and anger will no longer have dominion over your life. Step 4. Change the meaning. Change the emotion. Anger often grows not just from what happens, but from the meaning we give to events. Two people can face the same situation. One becomes furious, the other stays calm. The difference lies in interpretation. This is the essence of step 4. Change the meaning, and you change the emotion. When someone offends you or a situation frustrates you, your mind quickly creates a story. They are disrespecting me, or this is unfair, your mind declares. The story triggers anger, and your body reacts. But here's the secret. Stories are flexible. You can rewrite them. You can choose interpretations that empower peace instead of fueling rage. Start by asking yourself, is this situation truly as bad as I think? Could there be another explanation? Perhaps the person is tired, distracted, or unaware. Perhaps the delay, the mistake, or the criticism is not personal. By shifting your perception, the emotional reaction shifts naturally. You begin to feel understanding instead of fury, patience instead of frustration. Another powerful approach is to see obstacles as lessons. Instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" try, "What can I learn from this?" Changing the meaning transforms anger into curiosity and growth. You no longer waste energy on resentment. You focus on solutions and self-mastery. Remember, meaning is created by the mind, not the situation itself. Two people can face identical events. One explodes with anger. The other responds with calm confidence. The difference is the interpretation. By consciously choosing how to interpret events, you take control of your emotional state. Practice this daily. Start with small irritations, a traffic jam, a rude remark, a delayed message. Ask yourself, is there another way to view this? Each time you reframe, you train your mind to remain peaceful under pressure. Over time, this habit becomes automatic. Changing the meaning of events does not make life perfect, but it makes life manageable. You no longer hand over power to anger. You reclaim your peace, your clarity, and your joy. By mastering your interpretations, you master your emotions. And as your emotions settle, your inner calm deepens, guiding you toward the ultimate goal, a life free from unnecessary anger. Step 5. Let go of the need to be right. One of the biggest sources of anger is the need to be right. We argue, fight, and seethe over situations simply because our minds insist on proving a point. But the truth is, insisting on being right often costs more than it gives. This is step 5. Let go of the need to be right and discover freedom. When you focus on being right, you focus on ego, pride, and control. Your mind locks onto a single version of reality and refuses to consider other perspectives. Every disagreement becomes a battle, every mistake a threat. The result? Anger, frustration, and conflict. But when you release the need to be right, you free yourself from this endless cycle. You choose peace over victory. Letting go does not mean you accept everything blindly or deny your truth. It means recognizing that some battles are not worth your emotional energy. Ask yourself, is proving this point more important than my calm and happiness? Often, the answer is clear. Inner peace outweighs the temporary satisfaction of being right. Practicing empathy can help. Try to understand the other person's perspective, even if you do not agree. Notice that their actions and opinions come from their experiences, fears, and desires. This understanding reduces anger and fosters compassion. Another approach is to focus on solutions instead of validation. Shift your energy from proving yourself to finding common ground, resolving issues, or improving situations. When you prioritize outcomes over ego, anger loses its grip. Remember, life is full of situations where multiple perspectives exist. Letting go of the need to be right is not weakness. It is wisdom. It allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It strengthens relationships, reduces stress, and cultivates lasting inner peace. Start practicing today. In your next disagreement, pause. Notice the urge to argue, defend, or win. Take a deep breath and ask, what really matters here, being right or staying calm? Each time you choose peace, your mind and heart grow stronger, your anger diminishes, and your life becomes lighter. Mastering this step transforms the way you experience the world. You realize that freedom comes not from controlling others, but from controlling yourself. Letting go of the need to be right is a powerful act of courage, a gift you give to your own inner peace. Step 6. Make peace with what you cannot control. Anger often thrives in the soil of resistance when we fight against things we cannot change. Traffic, weather, other people's choices, or unexpected setbacks can spark frustration and rage. The 6th step to never getting angry again is simple yet profound. Make peace with what you cannot control. When you accept that certain things are beyond your power, you release the tension that fuels anger. You stop battling reality and stop wasting energy on fights you cannot win. Resistance only magnifies frustration, while acceptance brings calm. Acceptance does not mean passivity or weakness. It means wisdom. It means focusing on what you can influence rather than exhausting yourself on what you cannot. Start by identifying the triggers that lie outside your control. Perhaps it is a coworker's mood, a family member's criticism, or a sudden change in plans. Remind yourself, their choices are theirs, not yours. You cannot change them, but you can choose how to respond. You can choose calm, patience, and understanding. Breathing and reflection help reinforce this mindset. When a situation arises that frustrates you, pause. Inhale deeply and remind yourself, this is outside my control. I will not let it steal my peace. Repeating this practice trains your mind to respond with composure instead of anger. Another powerful technique is to shift focus. Instead of dwelling on uncontrollable events, redirect energy toward positive actions within your control. Solve problems, communicate wisely, or nurture your well-being. Each small action strengthens your sense of empowerment and reduces helplessness, the sea of anger. Remember, the more you fight what you cannot change, the more anger grows. Acceptance, on the other hand, liberates your mind. It opens space for clarity, calm, and purposeful action. Life becomes lighter, conflicts become manageable, and you feel a growing sense of inner strength. Practice this daily. Notice when your mind resists reality. Pause, breathe, and acknowledge what cannot be changed. Make a conscious choice to release it. Over time, this habit transforms frustration into serenity and impatience into wisdom. Making peace with what you cannot control is not just a coping mechanism. It is a path to true inner freedom. When you embrace this step, anger loses its power, and a deeper, lasting peace begins to flourish within you. Step 7. Silence, the strongest response. In moments of anger, our first impulse is often to speak, to defend, to argue, or to lash out. Yet, the most powerful response is often silence. Step 7 teaches us that choosing silence can be stronger than any words. It allows you to protect your peace, think clearly, and respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. When anger rises, speaking immediately can escalate conflicts, harm relationships, and create regret. Words spoken in rage are like arrows. They cannot be taken back. Silence, on the other hand, creates a pause. It gives your mind time to process, your heart space to calm, and your body the chance to release tension. In that quiet, clarity emerges, and wisdom replaces impulse. Silence is not avoidance. It is strength. It is a conscious choice to step back, to observe, and to respond thoughtfully. Sometimes, staying silent communicates more than any argument ever could. It demonstrates self-control, maturity, and inner calm. Others may react impulsively, but your peace remains intact. Practicing silence also strengthens empathy. In quiet moments, you can listen deeply, understand perspectives, and notice nuances that anger often blinds us to. You may discover that the conflict is smaller than it seemed, or that the other person's actions stem from fear, pain, or misunderstanding. Silence allows compassion to grow where words might inflame. To practice this step, start small. The next time irritation arises, whether in a meeting, a family conversation, or online, pause. Take a deep breath. Speak only if necessary. And if you do, choose calm, measured words. If silence is the wiser path, embrace it. Protect your mind, your heart, and your peace. Remember, silence is a tool of mastery. It teaches patience, restraint, and emotional control. It prevents regret, reduces tension, and often diffuses anger faster than confrontation ever could. Every moment of conscious silence strengthens your ability to remain centered, even in chaos. Mastering the art of silence is not easy at first, but with practice, it becomes second nature. Over time, you will notice a new power within yourself, a calm that commands respect, a mind that sees clearly, and a heart that remains untouched by unnecessary anger. In silence, you find strength. In restraint, you find freedom. And in peace, you find yourself. Step 8. From judgment to understanding. Anger often grows in the soil of judgment. We label others as wrong, foolish, or disrespectful, and these mental labels fuel resentment. Step 8 teaches us a profound truth. When we move from judgment to understanding, anger loses its grip. When someone upsets you, your first instinct is often to judge. They shouldn't have done this, your mind says. This is unfair, you think. These judgments create a story where you are the victim and the other person the enemy. The story feeds anger, stress, and frustration. But what if you chose another path? What if you chose to understand instead of judge? Understanding does not mean excusing bad behavior or accepting harm. It means seeing the bigger picture, recognizing that everyone acts based on their experiences, fears, and knowledge. Perhaps the person is reacting from pain, insecurity, or a misunderstanding. By shifting your focus from judgment to curiosity, you open the door to empathy and compassion. Ask yourself, why might they be acting this way? Or, what can I learn from this situation? These questions shift your mind from blame to insight. They dissolve the automatic anger response and replace it with awareness and wisdom. You no longer react out of frustration. You respond with clarity. Practicing understanding requires patience and conscious effort. Begin with small incidents, a minor insult, a critical comment, or a frustrating delay. Instead of labeling it as personal or unjust, pause. Consider the circumstances, the other person's perspective, and the bigger picture. Each time you practice this shift, your emotional resilience grows stronger. Moving from judgment to understanding also transforms relationships. Conflicts are resolved more easily. Communication becomes clearer, and respect replaces resentment. You discover that anger often arises not from events themselves, but from the stories your mind creates about those events. By choosing understanding, you rewrite the story in a way that preserves your peace. Remember, inner peace is nurtured when you let go of harsh judgments and embrace empathy. Understanding does not weaken you, it empowers you. It frees you from unnecessary anger, strengthens your emotional intelligence, and creates a sense of calm that carries through every interaction. As you practice this step, you will notice a quiet transformation. Your heart softens, your mind clears, and your life feels lighter. Understanding becomes your shield, replacing judgment with insight and anger with lasting peace. Step 9. Free yourself from the weight of the past. Anger often carries baggage from the past. Old grudges, hurtful memories, and unresolved conflicts weigh heavily on our minds and hearts. Step 9 teaches a vital lesson. To never get angry again, you must free yourself from the weight of the past. Holding on to past wrongs is like carrying a heavy stone. Every time a current situation triggers a memory, the weight presses down, and anger resurfaces. You relive old pain, replay arguments, and let past frustrations control your present. But the past is unchangeable. Clinging to it only steals your peace. True freedom comes from letting it go. Forgiveness is the key. Forgiving does not mean condoning what happened or forgetting the lessons learned. It means releasing the grip that past events have on your emotions. When you forgive, you reclaim your energy, your calm, and your life. You stop feeding anger and resentment, and you step into the present with a lighter heart. Begin by acknowledging the past. Identify events, people, or situations that still trigger anger. Observe the emotions they stir without judgment. Then make a conscious decision to release them. You can use phrases like, "I release this anger," "I choose peace" instead. Repeating this process gradually diminishes the power of past hurts. Journaling, meditation, or quiet reflection can strengthen this practice. Writing down your feelings allows you to see them clearly and then consciously let them go. Meditation helps you focus on the present, reminding you that yesterday's troubles need not dictate today's peace. Remember, anger rooted in the past is a thief. It steals your joy, clouds your mind, and drains your energy. By freeing yourself from this burden, you reclaim control over your emotional life. You no longer react automatically to triggers. You respond with clarity and calm. As you release the past, you notice a profound shift. Relationships improve, stress diminishes, and your heart feels lighter. Each moment of letting go strengthens your inner peace, preparing you for the final step, living a life where anger no longer holds power. Freeing yourself from the weight of the past is not a single act. It is a journey. Step by step, day by day, you cultivate forgiveness, release resentment, and embrace a life of calm, joy, and inner freedom. Step 10. Become the person who lives in peace. The final step to never getting angry again is to become the person who lives in peace. After practicing awareness, pauses, forgiveness, understanding, and release, you reach a point where peace is not just a response, it becomes your identity. You stop reacting impulsively, and calmness flows naturally from within. Living in peace means choosing serenity over conflict, understanding over judgment, and patience over frustration. It is not about avoiding challenges or ignoring difficult emotions. It is about responding from a place of clarity and strength. When anger arises, you no longer let it define you. Instead, you act from wisdom, compassion, and self-control. This transformation begins with self-awareness. You recognize triggers, observe your emotions, and respond intentionally. You practice all the steps you have learned, catching anger early, taking the sacred pause, calming your body, reframing situations, letting go of the need to be right, embracing forgiveness, and freeing yourself from the past. Each practice strengthens your inner foundation. Living in peace also means embracing gratitude, compassion, and mindfulness. You focus on the present moment, appreciating what is rather than dwelling on what should have been. You nurture healthy relationships, communicate with calmness, and let go of unnecessary conflicts. Your presence alone inspires calm in others. Remember, becoming a person who lives in peace is a continuous journey, not a final destination. Life will always present challenges, misunderstandings, and frustrations. But your inner calm is now resilient. You meet obstacles with clarity, respond thoughtfully, and maintain composure even in chaos. The more you embody peace, the more it becomes part of your character. Friends, family, and colleagues notice the difference. You no longer react impulsively. You handle conflicts with grace. You create an environment where calmness and understanding thrive. Your mind is clear, your heart is light, and your energy is no longer wasted on anger. Ultimately, becoming a person who lives in peace is the greatest gift you can give yourself and the world. Anger loses its power because you have mastered your mind and emotions. Each day, you practice, refine, and strengthen this identity. With patience, commitment, and awareness, peace becomes your natural state, and your life transforms into one of serenity, joy, and unwavering inner calm. Final words. Inner peace is a daily choice. You have now reached the end of this journey, but not the end of the practice. Inner peace is not something you achieve once and keep forever. It is a daily choice, made in small moments, quiet decisions, and mindful pauses. Anger will still try to visit you. Life will still test you. People will still misunderstand you. But now, you are no longer powerless. You have learned how anger works, where it begins, and how it grows. More importantly, you have learned how to stop it, gently, wisely, and calmly. Each step you learn today is a tool. Awareness gives you control. Pause gives you space. Breathing calms your body. Changing meaning reshapes emotion. Letting go of ego frees your heart. Acceptance brings strength. Silence protects your peace. Understanding replaces judgment. Releasing the past lightens your soul. And choosing peace shapes who you become. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be present. Every time you choose calm over reaction, you grow stronger. Every time you choose understanding over anger, you heal. Every time you choose peace, you change your life. Remember this simple truth. The world does not need more angry people. It needs calm, clear, emotionally strong minds. If this lesson helped you, stay connected with Naratizi English. Here, we don't just improve English. We build mindset, clarity, and inner strength through meaningful stories and life lessons. Subscribe to the channel. Practice these steps daily. And share this message with someone who needs peace today. Because when you master your emotions, you master your life.